Hello, old friend. Have you ever heard of Christopher Columbus? He was the famous explorer who discovered America. But guess what? He made another cool discovery too. He actually found cigarettes. In 1492, Columbus set sail on an epic voyage to America. And guess what? He stumbled upon something amazing. During his adventure, Native Americans in the Caribbean introduces him to a special plant called tobacco. The cultivation and use of tobacco have a rich history. It all began with ancient mines and antes in the Central and South America. These incredible indigenous cultures use tobacco for many reasons, like religious ceremonies, medicinal practices, and even as a form of social currency. Smoking was done by rolling tobacco leaves into primitive cigars or using pipes. Columbus is credited with introducing tobacco to Europe after his voyage to an Americans. The explorers and the sailors who followed in his footsteps observed indigenous people smoking and brought back tobacco plants and leaves to Europe. This sparked a whole new chapter in the history. During early 17th century, a predecessor to a modern cigarette appeared in Spain. It was called paplet or papleto, which was tightly rolled tobacco in paper tube. In the 18th century, cigarettes started to gain popularity among the elite in Europe. Then, in 1854, Philip Morris opened a tobacco shop in London, England. This marked a beginning of a company that would later become one of the largest cigarette manufacturers in the world. Some of their popular brands are Marlboro, Alpine, Basic, etc. In the past, cigarettes were made by hands, which was a slow process, but everything changed when James Bosnack, an American inventor, came up with an incredible invention in 1881, the cigarette making machine, capable of producing 200 cigarettes per minute. This machine revolutionized the cigarette producing by automating the process. It made it much faster and allowed cigarettes to be made in larger quantities. As a result, the cost of producing cigarettes dropped significantly, making them affordable for many people. This means that cigarettes become accessible to a wider population. The late 19th and early 20th century witnesses the rise of powerful tobacco companies, such as American Tobacco Company and Imperial Tobacco Company, which focused aggressive marketing strategies. Cigarettes advertising became pervasive, targeting diverse demographics and associating smoking with glamour, social status, and health benefits. During this time, the R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company introduced Camel cigarettes, which has a special blend of Turkish and domestic tobacco. And guess what? Camel became one of the most popular cigarette brands in the United States. As we reach the mid-20th century, the health risks associated with smoking started to be publicized, particularly the link between smoking and lung cancer. However, the public awareness and regulatory actions take several decades to develop fully. Then, in 1964, a crucial moment occurs. The Surgeon General of the United States released a groundbreaking report on smoking and health. This report boldly states that smoking leads to various diseases like lung cancer and heart diseases. It becomes the turning point in how public receives smoking and its associated health risks. This report helps raise awareness and promotes changes in the public attitudes towards smoking. As scientists discovered more evidence to health risks associated with smoking, countries all over the world started taking stronger actions to control tobacco use. From the 1970s to the 1990s, government began to putting stricter rules on things like cigarette ads, sales, and where the people could smoke. They started adding warning labels to the cigarette packages, limited how tobacco company could advertise, and even made it illegal to smoke in certain public places. Then in 1998, something important happened in the United States. Big tobacco companies reached an agreement with the state called the Master Settlement Agreement. This meant that the tobacco industry had to pay money to settle lawsuits related to the healthcare costs caused by smoking. In 2003, the World Health Organization (WHO) took big step by adopting the Framework Convention on Tobacco Control (FCTC). This was a worldwide treaty with a mission to reduce tobacco use and its impact on health. It provides guidelines for government to create tobacco control policies and encourage countries to work together. These actions show how countries worldwide become more determined to control tobacco use and protect people's health. Throughout the years, cigarettes have gone through different changes in their design to make them more attractive and enjoyable. One significant change happened in 1950s when the filter tip cigarettes were introduced. These filters were added to make the smoking experience smoother. In addition to filters, tobacco companies have also created cigarettes with various flavors like mint or fruit. They have even made menthol cigarettes, which have a cool sensation when smoked. This was done to appeal to a specific consumer preferences and offer different tastes. Moreover, there are cigarettes marketed as low tar and low nicotine options. These variants are designed for people who want to reduce their intake of tar and nicotine while still smoking. The history of cigarettes is complex, narrative encompassing cultural practices, technological advancements, societal attitudes, and public health concerns. From their indigenous origin to their global dominance, cigarettes have played a significant role in shaping economics, industries, and public health policies. As the awareness of the smoking-related health risks continues to grow, the future of the cigarettes remains uncertain, with increasing efforts to reduce tobacco consumption and promote healthier alternatives.